Able to hear?
Yes.
Thank you. Yesterday we discussed about triggers. How triggers will work. What is the use of triggers? How we can disable triggers? How we can enable triggers? How we can raise triggers? Types of triggers. I will tell one more time briefly. The trigger should be fired automatically when user perform operations on trigger table. Trigger should be fired automatically when perform operations on trigger table. Triggers are used to impose business rules and user-defined restrictions. Triggers are used to impose rules and user-defined restrictions. Business rules means if you want to restrict the bank is there, we have to stop the transaction on days. We can create one trigger to stop that transactions. This impose business rules and user-defined restrictions. User can restrict and user can get error message what user want. That error message also user can get. It's provide tight security means if you want to restrict, if you want to stop the operations on table, we can restrict. Means we can provide the tight security. The trigger stored user trigger system table. If you want to find any information about triggers, if you want to find any type of information about triggers, you can find user triggers or DBA triggers or all triggers, all underscore triggers, DB underscore triggers, user underscore triggers. Triggers can't check existing data. Triggers can't check existing data. If you want to check existing data, we have to use constraints. Constraints only can check existing data. Triggers provide user-friendly error message. Trigger levels is there. Row level trigger and statement level trigger. Row level trigger activated every row. Statement level trigger activated only once for DML statement. Trigger events before and after. Two types of trigger events is there. Trigger execution order of triggers. First, if one table have these four triggers, first before row level trigger will fire, then before statement level trigger will fire, then after row level trigger will fire, after statement level trigger will fire. This is a sequence order of triggers. If you want to all triggers on table, alter table disable all triggers. If you want to enable, alter table name, enable all triggers. If you want to drop particular trigger, drop trigger name. If you want to disable or enable particular trigger, alter trigger name, disable or enable. These all are to fetch related to trigger information, user to underscore triggers, DB underscore triggers. These triggers is there instead of triggers. Instead of triggers used to perform DML operations on complex views. We can perform DML operations on simple view directly we can perform DML operations simple view. But if you want to perform any DML operations on complex view, we should use instead of trigger. Without instead of trigger, we can't perform any DML operations on complex view. This is the one example. Today we checked about this example, how user can raise trigger on table. The table name EMP2. Already we executed yesterday this trigger name EMP2, right? EMP_2 for each row begin raise the application error. Before I create or replace trigger name before insert. User going to perform any insert operation on EMP_2 table. Before user performing the insert operation, we will get the alert. The trigger will raise and we will get the alert before user performing the insert operation on EMP_2 table. Before performing the insert operation on EMP_2 table. We raised yesterday this trigger. We'll check once again. I'm going to insert some record into EMP_2 table. We have already raised one trigger on EMP_2 table. When you try to insert on any record into EMP2 table, before performing the insert operation, trigger will give some alert, trigger will fire and give some alert and error message also. Yes, we can see yesterday we showed this. We got the error message, don't allow the DML operations on EMP. Don't allow we have given, don't allow the DML operations, and that's why we got same error message. When user try to perform insert on EMP2, this trigger create or replace trigger name. This is the part of creating trigger. Before insert on EMP2 means when user performing insert operation on EMP2, before performing insert operation on EMP2, this trigger will fire and give the user defined error message. For each row, begin part, raise application error. When you to perform operation on EMP_2 table, that time the raise application will raise the trigger and we will get this error message. The raise application range between 20,001 to 20,999, 29,999. If you want to raise application error, you should mention this code, the code between 20,001 to 29,999. We should between these values, between these two, 20,001 to 29,999. Otherwise, you didn't raise you can't raise the trigger if you specify this. If you not specify this range, you specify this range only. This is the thing. When I execute this trigger, I am trying to insert one record EMP2 table. That time we got one error message. DML do not allow the DML operation on EMP table. At the same time, why we got the error? User can understand. System EMP_trigger raised this above error message. We got the above error message from EMP_trigger. EMP_trigger. We got the above error message from EMP_trigger. User can understand. Based on this trigger name, based on this trigger, we got above error message. The example to raise application error, to raise the trigger on when you user performing any DML operations on table. The next one is there. The next one. Is there one more example? Is there triggers? We can see this. Create or replace trigger name. Create or replace trigger name. Here before delete or insert or update on EMP1 table. Delete earlier we took only insert statement. Right now we took delete or insert or update any operation. User trying to perform delete or insert or update any operation he is trying to perform, the trigger will raise and it will give the below output, and it will give us some alert. What we mentioned, that alert it will give. The user trying to perform, when user try to perform any insert or delete or update statements. Earlier we took only insert. Right now we took all DML operations. If any DML operation user try to perform on EMP1 table, trigger will fire and we will get the below output. Create or replace trigger name before delete or insert or update. Before, not after. Before delete or insert or update. Before on EMP1 table for each row. Is there one condition we put here? Here also we can put condition. When new dot employee number greater than 0, that time only this trigger should fire. Based on this condition, trigger should fire. We can put condition inside of the trigger. We can put condition inside of the trigger, but we have to specify with when, not where. When new dot employee number greater than 0, that time only this trigger will fire. At the same time, the operation should be delete or insert or update on EMP1 with condition new dot employee number greater than 0. That time only this trigger should fire. This is a declaration part. Earlier we did the declaration for procedures and functions. We did the declaration. We used the declaration part. Triggers also we can use declaration. We can declare variables. Sal underscore difference, the number data type. This is the number data type. Sal underscore difference. This is the variable. This is the variable name is sal underscore difference. Number data type. Begin. I will tell you why you are using this trigger. What is the purpose of this trigger? I will tell. Sal underscore difference is there. Already we took one variable sal underscore difference with number data type. For sal underscore difference data type, we are assigning new dot sal and old dot sal. New and old, these are trigger predicates. These two we can call trigger predicates. New and old is a trigger predicates. New dot sal and old dot sal. What is the use of these trigger predicates? Right now I will tell. Salary difference, assigning new dot sal minus old dot sal. New dot sal means, here new dot sal means when you try to update, if you update salary, is that salary, earlier the salary is equal to 1000. Earlier the for one record is there, employee number 1. For employee number 1, earlier the salary is 1000. Right now you try to update 2000. If you try to update 2000, earlier is there only 1000. If you specify right now new dot sal at the place of new dot sal, the trigger will take 2000. At the place of new dot sal, the trigger will take 2000. At the place of old dot sal, the trigger will take old salary 1000 rupees. It will take from data. It will take from table. The old salary it will take from table and it will put here. The new salary what you are trying to update new salary, that salary it will take from table. It will put into here. And it will do minus new salary minus old salary. How much old salary is it? 1000 is there, new salary 2000 we are trying to update. The salary difference we get 1000 rupees. The salary difference we get 1000 rupees. If there some organization is there, organization decided to the salary, we want to increase the salary. We want to increase the salary only 1000 for each employee. Before performing that updates, before performing the update salary operation, we can check here. Before performing that salary updations on a organization, we can check. We can get how much difference from new and old salary. We will get the output through this DBMS output. Then we can insert. First we will check the output. How much difference is there? If there only 1000 difference is there for new and old, the employee can get the update successfully. Otherwise, we have to raise some error, some raise trigger like that. We can say instead of the trigger. Before performing this operation, before performing the update salary operation, to check purpose, the salary is there between the salary, the difference salary is there 1000 or above 1000. We can find out the salary difference from, the salary difference is 1000 or above 1000. Old salary, it will give the old salary, it will give the new salary, it will give the salary difference. How the employee get new salary, how much salary he get newly updated salary. At the same time, what is the old salary? Right now, how much the difference between two salaries? Everything we will get from this trigger. Everything we will get from this trigger. This information, old salary information he will get, new salary information he will get, salary difference also he will get. I will try to execute this. First of already trigger, same trigger I inserted. Same trigger I executed. I am going to drop this trigger first. Then I will execute same trigger. This is a syntax to drop any trigger. Drop trigger, trigger name. Right now the trigger dropped. Then we can execute same trigger. We can check how it will work. I'm executing same trigger what we explained right now. Trigger created here. Trigger created here. We will check employee 1 is there or not. EMP1 also is there. EMP1 also is there. When right now I'm trying to update some salary for 7839. For 7839, I'm going to update the salary. Right now 7839 having 1000 rupees salary, 1000 rupees. I'm trying to update 5000. At the place of old salary, we will get 1000 rupees. At the place of new salary, we will get 5000. The difference we will get minus 4000. Everything we will get before performing this operation. Before performing this update operation, we will get everything. What is the difference? How much is going to update? How much old salary? Everything we will get before performing the update operation on EMP1 table. Update EMP1 where update EMP1 set sal is equal to 5000 where employee number is equal to 7839. One row updated, right? Set server output on that time only. Yeah, we can see here. Okay. Already salary updated. Yeah. Right now we can see the salary. The salary first time I updated 5000. That's why it took already 5000. The is 5000 because the second time when I executed already salary updated 5000. New salary 5000. There is no difference. Right now we will try one more time. We will check one more time with same update. Update EMP1 set sal is equal to, right now I'm trying to update 1000 where my number is equal to 7839. 7839, right now salary is 5000. The old salary is 5000. Right now I am trying to update 1000. Based on this, old salary we will get 5000, new salary we will get 1000, salary difference we will get 4000. We can see here. Old salary is there 5000. For 783 old salary is there 5000. Right now new salary I have given 1000 here. That's why we got new salary 1000. Difference old salary minus new salary new salary minus old salary we have given for the difference. New salary minus old salary. That's why we got difference minus 4000 rupees difference is there. Everything we got the from this all in output we got from trigger. Old salary information, new salary information, the between salary difference, everything we got from trigger. This information, entire information we got from trigger. If you want to get a new salary, you have to specify new dot salary. If you want to get old salary, you have to specify with old dot salary. These are trigger predicates. Through this, we can get old and new values. Not only salary, if you want to get old employee number, if you want to get new employee number, everything we can get. These trigger predicates for insert we should use only. For insert we should use new. For the new predicate only support, old it will not support. For update new and old both support. For delete, old only support. The trigger predicates for insert statement you can use only new. Right now is the update. We use it update. That's why we got old and new salary. When you try to insert that time we can get only new salary, because insert means you are trying to insert new records. You not go to modify the old records. If you modify the old records, if you use update statement, that time get old salary, it will support old predicate and new predicate. For insert, you are trying to insert new records. That's why the new predicate only support. Old predicate will not support for insert. Old predicate support for delete, it will support for update. New predicate will support for only insert. These are the difference is there. If you want to insert, if you are trying to insert records, that time you can get only new record value. If you try to update, that time only you can get old and both. If you try to delete, that only you can get delete. You can't get new. You can't get new value. Delete means you are deleting old records. Insert means you are trying to insert new records. That's why for insert new support, for old, for our delete old support, for update, we are trying to modify the existing records. Existing record means old record. We are trying to give some new value. That's why the update support new and old both. This is the one more example for trigger. When I try to update on EMB1 table, we got the below output, we got the below result from trigger. Trigger will, when I try to update on EMB1 table, the trigger will fire before performing this update operation. The trigger will fire before performing this update operation, and it will give this output. Now we got this output: old salary information, new salary information, the salary between that salary difference information we got from trigger. These all information we got from this trigger. This is one more example. Before going to perform any DML operations, if you want to check the existing data and new data, we have to use trigger predicates. Through this trigger predicate, we can get existing data and modified data. Every data we can get. This is about trigger. One more trigger example. There is one more example is there for trigger. This is, we can say this is like audit. Is there one more main useful for trigger? We can audit through trigger. We can audit any table. We can audit any information through trigger. It is one more main useful for trigger. If you want to audit the particular table or particular information, if you want to audit particular username, what the time when he updated, what he updated, what is the time when he those are the username, everything we can get through that audit. This audit we can do through trigger. We can do that is the one of the main uses.
He told me no.
Main uses for trigger.
Already pinged this presenting something.
I will explain about this example. I will explain about this example.
Suresh offline, I called him. You take over.
There is one more example. Miss. Turn mute.
That I'm checking right.
Mute. We are getting disturbance.
His camera is on, he told me. Who is he? I don't know.
No, I saw her photo, that's why I told her. Camera is on.
Someone is coming to. Who is coming? I don't know.
Button on that
How
one.
to off that button? First of all, you say no.
No, not sign up. Simple, just cross this one.
Here camera is on. He know everything.
No, I don't know.
Please, I don't know. I'm feeling to Haima like that.
There is one more example for trigger. There is one more example for trigger. Can feel like this is audit purpose. This is auditing. This is auditing on EMP underscore tab table. This is auditing for EMP underscore tab table. There is one more example for trigger. There is one more example for trigger. We can say this is audit for EMP underscore tab table. How we can audit? Create or replace. Create or replace the trigger name. Create or replace the trigger name of update underscore tab. Right now we have given after. Earlier we gave before. Before performing the DML operations, the trigger will rise and we will get the error message. Now we have given after. Because we have given after. When user performing any DML operations, after performing the DML operation, that information we have to audit. After performing the DML operation, that information only we have to audit. Which data he modified, what is the record number, what is the time, what is the time, what is the new old value, what he updated, what is the old value, everything we have to audit. We can audit when, that's why we specified after here, after update on EMP underscore tab table, update, not before update. After update, we specified here for each row, there is condition when salary greater than 1000. If you want to, you can put that condition. If you don't want to, we can remove that condition. We can say here is there delete, yes, update, delete. Yeah, this is one of the audit table. We can create or replace trigger name. After delete, I took here after delete on EMP underscore T. After on EMP underscore T, for each row, begin, insert into audit EMP table. I created one more table. The table name audit EMP table. I created one more table for audit purpose. I created one more table for audit purpose. The table name is audit underscore EMP. Insert into audit underscore EMP values. It means any user perform delete operation on EMP underscore T. If any user or if anyone perform delete operation on EMP underscore T. Delete operation on, if you want to insert or update, you can simply specify or insert or update like that. If any user perform delete operation on EMP underscore T table, when any user perform delete on EMP underscore T table, those information we are auditing into audit underscore EMP table. Those information, the deleted information, The deleted information we are auditing into audit underscore emp table. Those information we are trying to trace which user deleted, what the earlier data means old, what is new data, when he deleted, those information we will get. We didn't get new information because of delete. When user delete on table empt, when user delete on records from emp underscore t, that time we will get the audit information into audit underscore emp table. Right now we will get old underscore employee number. What is the old employee number? The deleted employee number. We get what is the old employee number means we can get here deleted employee number. Sys date, when he deleted, what the date we can get when he deleted. Old salary, what is the old salary? What is the old employee number? What is the old salary? Here we can the action, which action he performed means he performed delete action. This type of audit information we can get through trigger. Type of audit information we can get through trigger. We can see here we created one trigger on emp underscore t table when any user perform delete statement on delete operation on emp underscore t table. That time the deleted records, not any other records, the deleted records only we will get into audit underscore emp through we will get from audit underscore emp. When any user deleted on emp underscore t records, the deleted records automatically insert into audit underscore emp table. Audit underscore emp table. Automatically trigger will raise and it will fetch the deleted records from emp underscore t table into audit underscore emp table. Here we can see old employee number we can get. Sys date we can get which date the user performed delete statement. What is the old salary? Which action he performed. Everything we can get. First I will try to draw, already this existed. I will try to drop this trigger. Trigger dropped. The same time we need employee number emp underscore t table is emp underscore t table also is there. There is no records I think. Right now there is no records on emp underscore t table. When I try to, we need few records on emp underscore t table. We took records from emp table into this table. Right now emp underscore t table having records. Based on this trigger, when I try to delete the records from emp underscore t, those records through trigger will fire automatically and it will fetch the record. It will fetch the deleted records from emp underscore t and it will put into audit underscore emp. We will check right now is there any records in audit underscore emp table. Yeah, there is a records. Trying to truncate table name. Truncated. Right now we can see there is no table in audit underscore emp. Right now we have records on select star from EMP underscore T table. We have some records. From audit table, we don't have any records. When I try to delete this EMP underscore T record, those all deleted records, it will come into, automatically it will come into audit underscore EMP table. This is the audit purpose. We will try to execute this first. Yeah. I'm going to execute this trigger. This trigger will work when user perform any delete operation on EMP table. That time the deleted records will move into audit EMP table. These records we will get through trigger. When deleted on EMP T record, that thread will fire automatically and it will retrieve the data. It will get the deleted records from EMP underscore T and it will put it to audit table. This process, entire process, trigger will do only. Now trigger created. I am going to the record EMP T table. Right now audit underscore EMP, there is no records. There is no records on audit table. When I try to delete the records on EMP underscore T, that time trigger will fire and it will put the records into audit underscore EMP table for auditing purpose. I am going to delete the records. Now I deleted records from EMP underscore T table. I deleted, it's 15 records deleted on EMP underscore T table. We can check the trigger will fire or not. If trigger fired, we will get the records from audit underscore EMP table. If trigger not fired, we didn't get. If trigger not fired, we don't see any records because trigger will not fire. I raise the trigger. Right now we can see, I think audit table having records because trigger should be fired. Select star from audit underscore EMP. Yeah, we can see 15 records deleted from T table. Those 15 records information, we got from audit table. Those 15 records information we got from audit table. The audit table having the deleted employee number, when user deleted the old salary, the old salary having employees, what action he performed, update or delete or insert, what action he performed, when he performed that action, which employee getting effect to the delete statement, every information we can get from audit table. This is the audit purpose. If you want to audit any table, if you want to audit on any table, any user performing any action, you want to if you want to trace the type of information when the user performed DML operation, when the user, what the action he to take or delete or insert or update, when he take this type of information we audit through trigger. What is the old value, what is the new value, everything we can get through trigger. This we can call audit also. Right now this information, which number deleted, when he deleted, what is the salary for deleted employee number, what action user performed. These type of information we can find out user information. We can find out more with some more. We can find out some more information also, user information, some other things. So you have to add some other columns. Those columns, what you need the information. Based on that information, we can add some more columns into audit table. into audit table. We have to add the other, if you want to any other information, if you want to add any other information, that information we have to add into audit table. When you add into those columns into audit table, that time audit table will the records from deleted table. The trigger will fire and it will take the records from deleted table and it will put into audit table. This is the purpose for auditing. Do audit also. We can do audit through triggers. We can do audit through triggers. These also for audit purpose. Old employee number, sys date, old salary. What is the action? There is one. There is one good example for trigger. There is one good example for trigger. There is one good example for trigger. I will explain this about this trigger. Yeah. You can see there is one trigger is there. This trigger doing some, this trigger going to restrict the some operations on particular days. Like we can feel like a bank is there. In bank for Saturday we have to stop the transactions. On Sunday we have to stop the transactions. That time we have to raise some application error. Through that application error, we are raising the trigger and we are stop the operations on table. We can see what this about this, how we are stopping on particular day or particular time, how we are stopping the operations particular day, particular time. Create or replace trigger name. Create or replace trigger name. Before means before performing the insert or update or delete operations on EMP table. On EMP table, this is the trigger name. Before performing the any DML operation on EMP table, we declared one dummy. The dummy is here means number. We declare dummy here. Dummy means variable name. This is the variable name. If you want to specify some other, with some other, you can take some other name also. Right now we put the variable name is dummy. Then begin. The thing is here, if today is a Saturday or Sunday, then return an error. Because right now anyone performing like some transactions or some any transactions or anything, some user trying to perform action on the bank table, the day is either Saturday or Sunday. That time that user can't perform that. We are raise the application error through trigger, and we will restrict that user to perform those actions on that bank table. We can see here we are restricting the operations. We are restricting the operations on Saturday, Sunday. In the below, we are trying to restrict the operations on Saturdays and Sundays on EMP table. If any user try to perform on any operations on EMP table Saturdays, Sundays, we are trying to restrict the operations on EMP table Saturdays, Sundays. How we are restricting? If we took condition here, if condition to char, we are converting the date into character. We discussed earlier about these all are date functions. Earlier we discussed 2char, to date, months between, add months, last day, next day. These all are date functions. Right? Date function. If 2char of sysdate, today date converted into day. Either sort day means it will give sort or the sat form of day. It will give Saturday means sat, Sunday, Monday means MON. It will give like this. If 2char of sysdate today day is equal to Saturday, when day is equal to Saturday or day is equal to Sunday, the day either Saturday or Sunday, anyone, not only Saturday, not only Sunday, day is either Saturday or Sunday. That time when then if the day is Saturday or Sunday, then raise application error. Raise application error. Here user, we are specifying the error message. May not change employee table during the weekend. We will get the error message like may not change employee table during the weekend. Means user can't perform any operations on EMP table during the weekend. Weekdays only he can perform. If you want to restrict the weekends, if you want to restrict the weekend, user don't perform any action on EMP table or bank table or what maybe, you can do like this. Right now we took 2 days, Sunday and Saturday. These are weekends. We are restricted when user try to perform operations on Saturdays, Sundays, then raise application error and user message, error message also we will get the user error message we will get like may not change employee table during the weekend. When user try to perform any operations on Saturday, Sundays, the user will get you can't perform the operations on Saturdays, Sundays because weekend may not change employee table during the weekend. Already trigger is there. The trigger showing this alert. That time the user can understand. That time the user can understand. Okay, today is Saturday or Sunday. That's why the trigger is firing automatically. We got this alert. Based on this alert, we can't perform any DM. We can't perform any operations on EMP table. User can understand. The next one, and if here we close at the end. Next one, compare today date with the dates of all company holidays. If today is company holiday, then return. If any user try to perform operations on company holiday, if any user try to perform any operations on company holiday, that time also we raise the application error. We will try to restrict that user operations. We will raise the application error and we can restrict the user operations on table through trigger. How we can do below? We can see if is there any company holiday. If is there any company directly, we can do automatically. The trigger will do just once we execute the trigger on table. Just we can leave. The trigger will take all these actions. The trigger will fire automatically based on that operations, and it will give the alerts. When company having holiday, that time also if you want to restrict the operations on EMP table or bank table or whatever may be, when company holiday, that time if you want to restrict the operations on table, how we can restrict through like select count star into dummy. Dummy means variable. Dummy means variable. We took one variable in declaration part. Already we took one variable in declaration part. The variable name dummy. Right now we are moving the count of records into dummy. Count of company holidays. Count of company holidays. Select count star into dummy means company holidays, where day is equal to sysdate. Day is equal to sysdate means we will get today date. If today date is company holiday, that count will come into dummy. If dummy is equal to greater than 0, greater than 0 means either 1 or above 1. Either 1 or greater than 0 means either 1 or above 1. If the count star, it will get the 1. If is there a holiday, if is there any holiday, if is there any company holiday, the count star will get like 1 or 2 or some other. If the dummy is greater than 0 means is there that the result will come when the result when will come greater than 0 means 1 or 2 whatever may be. That time there should be company holiday. When greater than 0, that should be company holiday. When less than 0 means there is no company holiday. If it is there greater than 0, then raise application error. May not change employee table during holiday. May not change employee table during holiday. We can restrict like this. Is there, if is there company holiday, first we took one variable where we are counting the holiday of that particular today. Is there any holiday? We will count the holiday. We will move into dummy. If dummy is greater than 0, if dummy value is greater than 0 means if it is value is greater than 0, there is a holiday. If not greater than 0, there is no holiday. If greater than 0 means if is there holiday, then restrict the operations. Then may not change employee table during holiday. Above we restricted when user performing operations on Saturday, Sundays. The below we are restricting when user try to perform operations on company holidays. The next one, the current time before 8 a.m. or after 15. The bank, sometimes you can imagine bank. The operations will start at 10 o'clock. In generally the bank you can imagine the bank operations start at 10 o'clock, end at 6 p.m. Before 10 o'clock, after 6 p.m. any user try to perform any action, we can restrict. Between 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. we can allow if any operations try to perform above 8 a.m. or after 6 p.m. we have to restrict. Right now we are doing same thing. Any user performing the action on before 8 a.m. means 7 or 6, after 6 p.m. means 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. We have to error trigger, we will get the error message. If took care of 6 date hours HH24 means the 24 hours calculation you will give is greater than 8. Right now time, if is there greater than 8 means before 8, less than 8 means before 8, less than 8 means before 8, either 7 or 6 or these things are greater than 18 means 6 p.m. Greater than 6 p.m. Either less than 8 a.m. greater than 6 p.m. user try to perform any action on this particular time, we have to raise application error and we will get may only change employee table during working hours. If you want, you can put like may only change bank table during working hours. If a user can perform any operations on working hours, without working hours, we can restrict to raise application error. This is the use of trigger. This trigger right now we are raising. We are fire the trigger and we will get the alert, and same time we are restricting the user to perform any actions on the table. Got it? This example? Got it about this example, how it is working, how we can restrict particular days, weekends on particular company holidays, on off works, company workings. This is the one example to restrict the actions on weekends and company holidays and out of office hours. This about triggers. This is about triggers. The one more trigger is there instead of trigger. The one more trigger is there The one more trigger is there, instead of trigger. What is the use of instead of trigger? Earlier we discussed instead of trigger. On complex views, if you want to perform any operations on complex view, if you want to perform any DML operations on complex view, we have to use instead of triggers. Through triggers only we can perform DML operations on complex view. This is the table. Create table, table name, the columns. This is the table, table name, create table, table name, columns. This is one more table, two tables is there. Is there one object type is there. Based on these two tables and object, we created one view. We created this view, create view, all customers. I select customer T is there from one table and two tables is there. He is joining two tables. Through these two tables here, he is creating view, because if we create any view based on two tables or functions or group of data, that's we called complex view. If you create a view based on a single table, that called simple view. If you create any view based on multiple tables and functions and group of data, called complex view. Right now the view is, we created one view, the view created with multiple tables, that's why we call this is complex view. This is complex view. This is complex view. How we are performing operations on complex view? How we are performing DML operations on complex view? We can see below. We created one instead of trigger. Create trigger name instead of. This is the earlier create or replace trigger name before or insert. We specified earlier before or insert. We specified with before or after we specified. Now for perform DML operations on complex view, instead of before or after, we specified with instead of we specified create or replace trigger name instead of on all customers, instead of insert on all customers. This is the view name. All customers means view name. For each row, begin if new dot location is equal to that Sean Jones, then insert the values into this table, else insert into customer some other table. We are doing the operations. Is there one view, is there combination of two tables? Based on that view, we are performing DML operations individually on single particular table. We can see through instead of trigger, we created one instead of trigger. Create or replace trigger name instead of insert on all customers. We divided into two operations. If new dot location is equal to hands down, then insert into one table is equal to customers underscore SJ. Else insert into customers underscore PA. There are two tables. We are divide insert in. We divide into two tables. We are performing the DML operations. Through instead of triggers, we can do only. Without instead of triggers, we can't perform the DML operations on complex view. If you create any view based on two tables, the complex view, we can't perform any DML operations without instead of triggers. Through instead of triggers only, we can perform complex views. This is about triggers and complex views. Up to now, I covered everything. If you have any doubts right now about triggers, I am trying to share this. Right now I covered all agenda topics. I covered everything. I covered right now everything. I am trying to share this PPT. If you have any doubts about the trigger, and if you have any other SQL and PLSQL, please ping me. I will try to explain all things. Right now I'm sending the PPT, both PPTs, SQL and PLSQL both I'm sending.
Hello, Tirupati.
Yeah.
So from tomorrow, no training?
From right now, I got all topics. I will check if is there I need to add any other topics. I will try add those topics. Is there like I think we missed in cursors. Some more cursors is there. I will try to add those. It will take 10 or 15 minutes only, not much time. It will.
Okay.
If there any other topics, I will try to take as of now. I completed everything what I specified the agenda in topics. I completed everything. I explained everything with examples. I will inform to Sandeep sir or whatever I completed. I will try to. I think some more topics there it will take 5 or 10 minutes time. If you want to those, and I will try to send PPT or I can try to explain those things.
Okay.
Right as of now, these are the agenda topics completed.
Oh, fine. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I am sending these PPTs for every. The two PPTs is there. One is SQL and PLSQL. I think is there so many is there. I am sending all users. If you want to know the few of things we want to know, if I know, I will try to either tomorrow or next week or whatever maybe we can take some other 2 or 3 days. If you know any subject, the subject may know or may not know. No, I will try to tell. I will try to explain.
Okay, fine.
I sent that one PPT. Thank you, everyone. I sent PPT also.
Okay.
Any doubts, you can mail. You can refer that PPT. Anytime you can ask any doubt what you want. Just mail me with my mail ID. I will try to fetch the solution for that, and I will try to explain that for individual also, not only all persons. You can send individually, and I can try to explain that doubt.
Okay, fine.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. Goodbye.
Thank you.